I'm Bill Schaefer with Mark Middleton, and this is Growing Bolder. And our next guest, interesting guy, former paramedic and SWAT team member who's become one of the leading voices in this movement that we're hearing about towards personalized medicine.
Yeah, he is the founder of Scala Precision Health and the Institute of Nutritional Medicine and Cardiovascular Research. He's one of the nation's top experts on customized nutritional medicine. In fact, he's developed specific protocols for everything from brain health to athletic performance, from active longevity to rapid recovery. Fascinating topic, fascinating guy. Let's say hello to Russ Scala. Hey, Russ, how are you?
Hey, guys. How you doing today?
Well, we appreciate your time. And if we can, let's start with the big strokes. What is personalized medicine, personalized nutrition, and why do you think it's not just a good idea, but it's absolutely vital to our health?
Well, since they sequenced the human genome a few years back, it was like almost landing on the moon. Now we're going to be able to customize treatment protocols based on individuals' biochemistry, which sets us apart almost 100 years from what we did before.
Yeah, and this is something that's really interesting about you, Russ, because I've heard you talk about this before. We've all heard the general rules of nutrition, you know, what we're supposed to eat, and everybody knows the saying that we are what we eat. But you say that's not altogether true, that it's actually we are what we absorb. What's the difference?
Oh, there you go. Well, now that we're able to look inside the brain in real time, that's a great question, a very hot topic even in the New York Times. The intestinal tract is now considered the second brain. Now we're able to test the intestinal tract in real time and see how we're absorbing nutrients. And that's going to shift the paradigm in medicine.
And shift it in what way? Because I know we're all concerned about weight gain. And you say, again, it's not what you eat. The problem is in our intestinal tract. What kind of problem is it, and how can we resolve it?
Well, one of the things we have to understand, and the new research is the microbiome is a new topic, almost as important as genetics. In your intestinal tract, you have 400 different flora that work in synergy that help with our immune system that keep us healthy. If that flora becomes out of balance, it's going to affect our health. So treatment protocols in the future for cancer, heart disease, diabetes will all start in the intestinal tract to get the body to resonate.
So how does that work? I mean, it's not enough just to say take a multivitamin, right? Because first of all, every vitamin's different and every person's different.
Exactly, and that's what we preach when we're training physicians or hospitals. We say everyone is biochemically unique. So we offer testing that's able to measure that flora in the intestinal tract, and we could either correct it or rehab the intestinal tract to help somebody pull nutrients out of food more efficiently. Think about it. Would you rather pull nutrients out of food or pull nutrients out of synthetic supplements?
It's a great point, and I cannot resist the urge to ask someone like you when they're on this program about statins, because it's something I really can't come to grips with. What is your opinion on taking statins to control cholesterol?
Well, one of the leading researchers out there was Dr. Gravevine. He was a NASA flight surgeon that wrote a book called Lipitor. If you study the history of heart attacks and how cholesterol got blamed, you'll actually see the evolution on how they made some mistakes. Now that paradigm is completely changing, where we know on a cellular level when DNA unzips, we need fat. We need fat in order to function, and that's changing in real time right now.
So having high, bad cholesterol is not necessarily going to cause you to have some sort of cardiac event?
Right. Heart disease and blockages of your arteries are multifactorial. It's more, Time Magazine did a front page article on inflammation. Your arteries becoming blocked has more to do with inflammation than it does with cholesterol. And if you think about it from biology, every cell in our body, every lipid bilayer needs cholesterol. We need cholesterol to make every hormone in our body. How can it really be bad?
So Russ, who is using your information? Are you one of those guys who was a lone wolf saying, hey, come to my clinic and I know the way? Or are you trying to work with the medical community now as it is?
Actually, I went to Atherotech about 7 years ago and talked to Dr. Kenneth French, who's the Chief Lipid Science Officer. They came up with the VAP test, the Vertical Auto Profile. So I had the ability to be out on the tip of the spear and talk to the leading researchers. I didn't come up with all this on my own. I just pulled a lot of it together so I could fast forward and get people answers.
We're talking with Russ Scala from Scala Precision Health and the Institute of Nutritional Medicine and Cardiovascular Research on really what is a fascinating topic. Most of us take supplements, take vitamins, take whatever we think we need orally, but you talk a lot about alternative delivery systems. What are some of the other options, and why do you think they may be preferable?
Well, great. That's why I'm working with the leading pharmacies right now. My team is actually inside a pharmacy. If you go back to our earlier statement, you are not what you eat, you are what you absorb. If you're not absorbing nutrients, then it really doesn't matter what vitamins that you swallow. So we're working on alternative delivery systems for nutrients, transdermal across the skin, sublingual, and even injectable to bypass the intestinal tract to help people bodies resonate with the proper nutrition.
And Russ, you talk a lot about the future of medicine. We hear that, but you believe the future of medicine has arrived. At least the technologies, the information, the breaking of the genomic code. We just all haven't been able to incorporate it into our lives. What do you say to people that are listening out there that might be intrigued by what you're saying? How do we get started? How do we take the first step toward personalized nutrition?
Well, I think one of the things is understand that Eric Topol's book on the bestseller list, The Doctor Will See You Now, explains a lot of what we're talking about. Content is going to be the new oil. Educating people, which I spend a lot of times doing, helping them ask their doctor the tough questions is going to help with this shift.
And Russ, how do we know individually if we're on the right track, if it's not cholesterol and the stuff our doctor always points to?
Well, one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to educate folks like yourself, and we're going to get you the testing that you need, and then we'll be able to get individual biomarkers to check to see if you're susceptible to coronary artery disease.
Man, it's interesting, Mark, isn't it? It's a wild frontier out there, and just like technology is changing, medicine is on the verge of some major shifts. Russ Scala is at the forefront of helping make that happen. Learn more about him, his methods, and his ideas at personalizedhealthinstitute.com. It really is food for thought.